Welcome, football fans. I'm the Football Guy, and this is my video series where we focus on one random NFL team of the past. If you've ever followed a particular NFL team or player, or even just watched an NFL game, this is the place for you. Subscribe below right now to be part of our weekly celebration of past NFL teams, players, and games. Okay, I've got a big blue button here that says engage on it. Okay, now the computer is running through thousands of calculations as it searches for the perfect team for us to focus on this week. There are almost 1,600 teams since the merger that it can choose from. Will take us back when it's done, it's going to display the year 2012 into the city of Atlanta, where the head coach, Mike Smith, is looking to revive.
And it looks like our focus team is going to be the 2012 Atlanta Falcons.
Okay, so let me set the stage. The year is 2012. Katy Perry is dominating the music scene with her album Teenage Dream, which became the first album in history to have 7 songs from the same album reach the #1 spot at the Billboard Hot Dance Club Songs. Adele burst onto the scene with her single Set Fire to the Rain, reaching #1 on the Billboard Hot 100. Album 21 became the first album in history to have 3 songs from the same album reach the #1 spot by a British female artist. Iconic music legend Whitney Houston passed away at the age of 48 with the cause of death ruled as drowning and heart disease. Angelina Jolie's picture-perfect poses stole the spotlight at the Oscars and was termed as the most exciting look of the night. The Dark Knight Rises and The Avengers squared off at the box office. The Avengers came out victorious, pulling in $1.5 billion, while The Dark Knight Rises was able to rake in $1 billion at the box office. The Walking Dead smashes records. On the day of their 3rd season's premiere, around 10.9 million viewers tuned in to watch. As a result, it became the most watched drama series telecast in basic cable history. Disney buys Lucasfilm. Disney's purchase of Star Wars production company Lucasfilm is proving to be one of the smartest acquisitions ever made in corporate America. The deal, worth $4.05 billion in cash and stock, was announced October 30th, 2012, and marked the start of a new era in the Star Wars franchise. William and Kate announced royal pregnancy. In December, the couple announced that they were expecting their first child.
The Duchess of Cambridge, Kate Middleton, is pregnant. After months of speculation and rumor, the royal family confirmed today that Kate is in the very early stages of pregnancy.
A Korean singer named Psy took over Hollywood. His single, Gangnam Style,
Oppan Gangnam Style, Gangnam Style,
not only took over Hollywood, but the entire world. Celebrities, fans, and athletes, etc. were copying the style and making videos of themselves along the way. The craze lived on for the entire year. Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez break up. Fans were already disappointed by Kristen Stewart cheating on her then-boyfriend Robert Pattinson, and then they heard the news of Justin and Selena breaking up. The couple was thought to be inseparable, but life always has other plans. In the world of sports, 2012 saw Michael Phelps dominate the Olympics.
Coming hard, Phelps. He's still a chance. He's a real big chance. Can he do it again? He hits it, and he does.
Winning 22 career medals, 18 of which were gold, both setting Olympic records. Usain Bolt set a double-triple, winning the Olympic 100, 200, and 4x100 relay in 2008 and 2012. One of the most remarkable accomplishments in Olympic history.
Bolt going very, and here comes Usain Bolt! Usain Bolt storming through, he takes it again, Blake gets the silver!
In the calendar year 2012, nobody in sports did anything more impressive and historic than Detroit Tigers slugger Miguel Cabrera. the last Triple Crown winner since the Boston Red Sox's Carl Yastrzemski in 1967. The Miami Heat were 46-20 in the shortened regular season, then won 16 of 23 playoff games in their march to the NBA title, the first for LeBron James, who had some memorable performances. The men's NCAA champ was also impressive, Kentucky going 38-2 behind Anthony Davis's dominance in the middle, winning coach John Calipari's first national title. Notre Dame football logged a perfect regular season, but wasn't convincing enough to make the Irish the favorites against one-loss Alabama in the title game.
Time has come. The stadium filled. The teams ready. It's number 1 versus number 2.
Alabama would go on to win that game 42-14. Tennis star Serena Williams, who turned 31 in September, won her 5th Wimbledon, where she had a tournament record 24 aces against second-seeded Victoria Azarenka.
Ladies and gentlemen, your 2012 U.S. Open Women's Singles Champion, the great Serena Williams.
Williams won her 4th U.S. Open, where she was so dominant that at one point she won 23 consecutive games. Mike Trout, the Los Angeles Angels' phenomenal outfielder, the AL Rookie of the Year and MVP runner-up to Cabrera, had people believing he was the best in Major League Baseball. Trout hit .326 with 30 homers and 83 RBIs, 49 stolen bases, 129 runs scored. NHL Commissioner Gary Bettman saw labor negotiations drag on, and no hockey for the 2012-13 season was played through December. The NFL replacement refs were a mess in some games, most notably the botched touchdown call at the end that cost the Green Bay Packers a victory against the Seattle Seahawks. Today's episode will take us back just over a decade to the year 2012 and to the city of Atlanta, where the head coach, Mike Smith, is looking to revive the Dirty Bird. All right, let's get into it. Mike Smith was the man at the helm for the Falcons in 2012 and was entering year 5 of his tenure there. He had guided the Falcons to 4 straight winning seasons and was looking to build on his team's limited playoff success. Atlanta started the season 8-0, a franchise best for a start to a season. By beating the Detroit Lions during Week 16, the Falcons clinched home field advantage throughout the playoffs in the NFC for the second time in 3 years and made it to the NFC Championship for the first time since 2004, where they lost 28-24 against the San Francisco 49ers. It was the 3rd straight year in which they didn't lose 2 consecutive regular season games. The Falcons' passing game was led by veteran Pro Bowl quarterback Matt Ryan, who started all 16 games and ranked 6th overall in passing yards. Ryan posted a 68.6% completion percentage while throwing for 4,700 yards, 32 touchdowns, and 14 interceptions. Luke McCown was the backup QB on the roster, but he didn't see any action. The Atlanta rushing game ranked 29th overall for rushing yards and featured Michael Turner and Jacquizz Rodgers. Turner led the club with 800 yards on 222 attempts and scored 10 touchdowns. Rodgers was second on the team with 362 yards, while Matt Ryan was third on the team with 141 yards. The strong passing game almost produced 3 1,000-yard receivers. Roddy White stepped into the spotlight, catching 92 passes for 1,351 yards and scored 7 touchdowns. Pro Bowl receiver Julio Jones continued his push for excellence, catching 79 passes for 1,198 yards and scored 10 touchdowns. First-team All-Pro and Pro Bowl tight end Tony Gonzalez was the 3rd leading receiver on the team, catching 93 passes for 930 yards and scoring 8 touchdowns, leaving the team just 70 yards shy of 3 1,000-yard receivers. The Falcons' defense was just mediocre throughout the season, ranking 23rd overall in passing yards allowed and 21st overall in rushing yards allowed. Right defensive end John Abraham led the pass rush on the team with 10 sacks, and linebackers Stephen Nicholas and Sean Weatherspoon led the team in tackles with 97 and 96 respectively. They each had an interception, a forced fumble, and a fumble recovery as well. Pro Bowl free safety Thomas DeCoud was the team's ball hawk, stealing 6 passes for 42 return yards. The 2012 NFL Draft was lackluster for the Falcons, as they missed on all of their 6 draft picks, as not one of them played for more than 3 years in the league. Center Peter Kuntz was selected in the 2nd round and started 10 games at right guard for the Falcons his rookie year. He ended up starting 15 of 16 games the following season for the Falcons at right guard and center. Running back Brady Ewing was selected in the 5th round out of Wisconsin. Ewing tore his ACL in the preseason, was placed on the IR. He came back in 2013 and started the first 2 games of the season, but suffered a separated shoulder in the first quarter of the 2nd game and was placed on IR again. He tried playing for the Jaguars in 2014, but was again placed on IR in the preseason and ended up officially retiring in 2015. Defensive end Jonathan Massaquoi was selected in the 5th round as well and played 3 years for the Falcons as a rotational player. Overall, the Atlanta Falcons' 2012 season was a success throughout the regular season, but ultimately fell short of their playoff aspirations. Matt Ryan was in his prime. Julio Jones' skills may have been declining slightly, but was still producing at a high level. And again, Tony Gonzalez proved to be one of the standout tight ends in the entire league. Hey, thanks for joining me on this week's journey down memory lane here on Throwback Thursday. Let me know in the comments what your favorite memory of this team was, or if I missed anything. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and tell a friend. Stay safe, and I'll see you next time.